Wow, let's begin the Stanley Parable 2 with bucket.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Am I gonna listen to this again?
Stanley worked for a company in a big
Yes.
building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment of the orders came in, as though he had been made.
I appreciate his work ethic.
Stanley
Not ethnic. What? Sorry, sometimes I mix up
And one day,
words.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor.
I'm
for
still
him to follow.
impressed how long
No
it took
one
him
had
to
showed up
realize
give him
that.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh god,
All of his co-workers were gone.
they're gone.
What could it mean?
I'm
Stanley
freaking
decided to go
out.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What is this? Is this a bucket?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I love this bucket. I will.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
With the bucket, I believe in myself. I can do it.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
That's true.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Just want some alone time.
Can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No!
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves
No,
the
it's my
bucket.
bucket.
I can really feel
It's
it.
my bucket.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet.
No!
The broom closet is trying to say here, it's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
It's not a cleaning supply.
Stanley,
It's
don't
a
give in.
reassurance
Don't
bucket.
hand over the bucket.
I
I know
won't.
how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting
Oh,
on
not
your
the
shoulders
peer
right now,
pressure.
but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion. And
It's my
lifelong
friend.
You can't hand it over.
I can't.
We're getting into name calling now, it seems. This is how low the broom closet has sunk. that
Why
it
are
has
you
to
doing
resort
this to me?
stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket. Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
It's
And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
what?
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient.
How dare
Your
you?
life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path. In an even
That's
partially
probably
enticing
true. That's
manner.
not true.
Well, I'd never.
It's.
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the
I'll
broom
punch you.
closet for its demeaning
I'll
part.
punch you.
Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the
I'm
bucket share.
punching the broom closet.
Go through each of them point by point.
You.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they've changed and evolved over the years.
When I first
Let him have
when I first met the bucket, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe someone as cool as them wants to be my reassurance bucket.
it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once
Really?
and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled.
Yes.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take our hype broom closet.
Haha,
Your
get
meandering
fucked.
Philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Get fucked, broom closet. It's my bucket. It says it clearly.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
It is.
You see, I feel that it works.
Ah.
The sticker is also a bucket.
That's
That way,
smart.
if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
It's a
There
bucket.
is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Truly. This bucket and I...
You know what? I could take the name calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
And my bucket. Exactly. I am shocked. And just... Actually, I'm just quite speechless that you would ever do this to me and my bucket. And I actually can't hang around here anymore. It just hurts. It ends up hurting the both of us. And I'm sorry. I'm not in a place where I can do this. I can't put up with this any longer.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Well, thank you. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. I don't think that's accurate.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
That's
Crushed
impressive.
by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Exactly.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always.
Always and
The
forever.
bucket. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this
Exactly.
point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's
A
desk.
keypad?
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did
But
he have
the
any
bucket.
notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Bucket, what was the other number? Ah, okay.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
No, the
Was
bucket
it
helped
the
me.
bucket knew all along?
Yes.
Was the bucket guiding him?
It's like a deity.
This is certainly the most logical explanation. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini stands, I like
Stanley
that.
things?
Nah.
What about Stanlerines?
Ooh,
Yes,
fancy.
I think I like that. Another
Fabulous.
Stanlerine under your belt.
Quite a fabulous name. Let's go, Bucket. I'm glad you're by my side. What would I ever do without you?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
Exactly.
Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Thank you, Bucket. Let's go back.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Because it was a bucket. Let's press the number 3.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button.
The
Took
bucket.
the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such connection with the bucket.
Yeah,
How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him?
it's kind of
Once
disappointing.
Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Yeah, actually, that's it. Like, without the bucket, it's just not as much fun.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Yeah. It's kind of hurtful. Let's go back up. Maybe it will work this time.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me.
Exactly.
You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
God, it's so disconnected, our relationship. Everything I spent years building up. Does it mean nothing to you? Does it mean nothing?
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
I don't know what happened or what I did to upset you. But this isn't you. You have to realize.
So close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Yes. Some kind of solution. Maybe. Just maybe if I show it to you again. Maybe it will work this time. Right, Bucket?
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press
A press
where he would
conference.
speak to the public on all
Yes, of
matters
course.
relating
That's what I
to
have to
number
do.
3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. He would get
Exactly.
to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference,
All eyes on
building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it
Yeah.
could be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything.
I'm so nervous, but I have you by my side, Bucket. I'll show you. I show the world. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. The number 3.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over.
Can't mess this up.
One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
You have to get at the number 3. It's just so special to me. But I wait. I'll convince you.
There was no one
Now.
around.
Oh.
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley
Oh.
speak.
That's...
To listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding.
How?
The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so
How
it
could
began
he?
that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
My heart. It
All
just
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
can't handle
Stanley
that.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know, Bucket. I don't know if I can do this again.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I'll give you a second chance. Please don't mess it up.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I know. Oh. Trust the completionist instinct. There will be a reward for finding them all. I don't want a reward. I don't want a reward. I just want them all. Broom closet.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
But I want stickers.
No stickers.
Oh man.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No.
Lately, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlets. What do you think,
Ficklace
Stanley?
just sounds weird.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I believe in you.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Exactly.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley.
Oh, we did this already.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Am I crazy?
He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
Yes.
He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket,
That's
perhaps.
outrageous.
I end up with someone else's bucket. This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed the rooms were repeated, which was, of course, very odd.
But the
Now he felt himself
bucket.
floating off the ground. Oh, gracious.
Gracious.
Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
Bucket.
Far off in the distance now, he heard it calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Bucket?
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket.
No,
after
no,
another.
these are not
None
my...
of them were
This
his.
is not my
None of them
bucket.
were his special bucket. Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
Bucket?
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity.
Oh,
And
no.
suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Why was he inside me?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Why was the bucket inside me?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
No, that's my real question. Why was...
Dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
She also got a
Her
bucket.
walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
Exactly.
Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been
Oh.
prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Exactly.
He didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
Appreciating
But
it
of course,
more.
she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to
Heck
herself.
yeah.
My life kicks
Oh.
and she backflipped all the way to work.
Whoa, that's impressive. I'm impressed, man. Backflipped all the way. No. That's just... That's just incredible. But that's also gonna be it for the day, because it's really late, because I'm pre-recording it for YouTube and it's now 1 a.m, which means time to record something else. Yeah, let's go. No, but seriously, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and a sub, and I'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day. Or night. In which case, go to sleep. Please. For God's sake.